Curry. You should stroll in at some point in the robe.
Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of King's Court, man. You already hear us over here laughing and cracking jokes, man. It's Thursday. Back to get some cash, man. My Blazers just playing again today, but I'm in a little better spirits than yesterday. Me, J Money, Teddy B, all of us, man, had a solid day with that Bucks game. Looked kind of shaky, but we had a great day. J Money, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, I can't complain about shit. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Yesterday, lost the first quarter, first half. It didn't fucking matter. We got so lucky with the full game. I had the under, got lucky. You know what I'm saying? It come out making everything. We cashed the under. We cashed the full game. I had the Rangers on the run line. It was a nice fucking day, man. I can't say. What's up with y'all, man?
No doubt. Hey, Max, we got Sit by Max back tonight with us, man. Max been gone for a couple of days. Max, it's good to see your face and good to hear your voice, man. Welcome back, brother.
What's up, guys? Yeah, man, I'm glad to be back here. Missed you guys. I love talking about basketball, you know. Yesterday was a pretty solid day. I saw that Toronto came out really hot first half, but Bucks cashed. It's really nice. I even cashed the NHL play yesterday. Go Sharks. Yeah, man, let's get into it.
No doubt. And we're joined today by the president, basically, you can say, of SBR, our man Jimmy the Bag, man. He the president, man. He don't shake hands and kiss babies. He slap titties and tip strippers, man. What's up, Jimmy?
slap titties and finger bang hookers. You know what it is. So nice to see you guys. So nice to be on your show. It's been a really tough 24 hours for me. I had to get the Preakness video out. Shot that at 7 in the morning. Was capping that race late to the night, early morning. But when I get to hang with you guys, talk some basketball, pour a little something in my cup, this is fun. This isn't work. Thank you guys for having me. I love this chat. The Royal Family chat is live. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to deciding whether we take Seth Curry over 5.5 points.
That's a cold ass bet. Yeah, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that one. That's a low ass one. You know, I know you like unders and props, Jimmy, right there. But you got an under 5.5 points with Seth Curry, man. That's a hell of that's a genius call right there. We'll definitely go over that. Before we even start talking about some basketball, real quick question to you guys out there, man. J Money, I don't know if you're a big boxing fan. I know my family grew up around boxing as well and shit like that, man. But our man Wilder this weekend, bro, is having a fight against that man Brazil. But what's the name? Brazil or somewhere like that? You like Wilder, Jay, in this fight, man? I'm looking for Wilder to get a knockout. You looked anything into that at all?
I can't say I didn't look into it, but one thing I did see was the video, him saying that he wanted to pretty much legally go out there and kill somebody. And I know it was just here recently, so I know he's talking about this fight. I mean, you know what I'm saying, pretty much saying, hey, he finna go and put them paws on him. So I wouldn't be one to bet against him. I mean, they could motivate the other guy, but I'm not a fan of betting against Wilder right now. I mean, he, like you say, that one's probably going to end in a knockout. But I'm a big fan of Errol Spence Jr. I grew up with him. You know what I'm saying? We call him EJ, but I know he's a big star now, but he stayed right around the corner from me. So I'm not super big in boxing, but I usually tune into every single Errol Spence Jr. fight. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, I grew up with him. You know what I'm saying? You can ask him about it. Hey, he know me and my brother, baby. So, but I'm not too big on that boxing. But yeah, I would definitely be betting on Wilder.
No doubt, Jimmy. You had any chance to look at this fight this weekend? I know you be on the UFC. This is like a pretty big boxing match, man. Any way you lean in on this one? If you had a chance to look at it.
You know, I haven't had a chance to look at it. Wilder is a beast. I mean, there's only one way to look when he's fighting. But I'm so focused on the Preakness race. I'm just so focused. I'm so locked in. Oh God. I'm gonna try to stay focused.
Hey. Is my friend King Rail here?
Yes, your friend King Rail's here.
Oh my God.
Oh, good. They switch off him. Oh, damn.
Hey, have you seen my?
Is that the forehead? And he has the pubic hair out on his chest showing. Oh man, come on, Freddie.
He got the hamburger meat showing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. J Money's talking to me.
Oh. Yeah,
I'm telling you, Sophia. Goodbye.
Oh, I can't take it. My lungs can't take that.
I think Freddie's had an orgasm behind you, Jim.
Oh man, I wouldn't turn around. I was afraid to turn around, and I wasn't going to turn around. One thing though is that back to the Preakness, for me, A lot of guys will come on and be like, yeah, I like the improbable, the favorite, or War Will at 4-1. My horse, 10-1. I'm going for a big fucking score on Saturday in Baltimore, a city I love dearly. Pimlico Racetrack Saturday. I know we got to talk basketball, but I'm on a 10-1 shot. I'm going to make it G easy on Saturday. I'm going to get all the money back I lost with the disqualification of maximum security. I'm going to get paid. I'm really excited about this race.
No doubt. Our man Brian in the chat said he just got sick. And that's you and me both, man. Came out with that taco meat. Hey, Max, any thoughts on the boxing match, man? You a fight follower at all? You follow boxing? Just a quick thing, if you have anything on, you think it's going to be a knockout?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I used to do a lot of MMA a couple of years ago. I used to follow every MMA fight and stuff like that, UFC, boxing. Not so much these days, but I for sure know Wilder is a freaking beast. Man, that dude is gonna beat the shit out of that man. I'm pretty confident about that.
No doubt. And before we get to the NBA, my final take real quick. I got to talk about some WNBA real quick, you guys. I know we've been having a hard time finding WNBA preseason lines. Have been with me as well. Earlier today, my man OJ hit me up and he had the lines on 5 dimes, so I gave out some plays. Then before that, somebody hit me up and they had some lines on Novato and just people. You guys have preseason lines, man. Don't hesitate to tag me in on Twitter or hit me up on my DM list so I can get some plays out for everybody when it comes to WNBA season. That starts next week. So touch on WNBA season just real fast, man. The Sparks, man. Team who was poor last year when the rebounding side, especially off offensive rebounding, they went and got the sisters back together. I gotta say the name right. I always say their name wrong. The Owum, sisters. If I'm still saying it wrong, I still have a hard time saying their last name, bro. It's so tough. But they played at Stanford together. They're on the same team over here as Sparks. Parker is banged up. I'm still looking for them to compete for a championship this year. When it comes to my aces, we picked up Liz. Touched on the other day, we was getting Liz. Liz is a beast, man. I mean, she did not want to play the Stars. The Wings last year. The woman put up 53 points in the game last year, you guys. She holds the WNBA points in a game record right now. I mean, she was a runner-up for MVP. Now you put her over there with my girl Plum, with Asia Wilson, with Jackie Young from Notre Dame, Kyla McBride, and Liz out there on the same court, bro. It's kind of hard to pass up on the Aces to be favorites. They were plus 500. Now they all the way dropped down to plus 300. I was able to get them at plus 352. I'm probably going to put another $1,000 on the Aces to win the championship. That was my favorite to begin the year, but I was waiting for us to get a center, and we got our center. When it comes to the Dream, Asia McCoughtry, still questionable. She had a knee injury. She's still questionable for game 1 of this season coming up. Mystics. Cloud got hurt, and Powers got hurt in practice today. That's the Della Don team. I still expect them and the Dream to be strong teams out of the East. Dallas is our fade team this year. We're going to be fading Dallas. They have no Liz. Skylar Diggins is out on pregnancy leave. Phoenix, no Taurasi until 7/17 this year. And the MVP for the Seattle Storm is gone. We know that Brianna Stewart, but we still can't count that team out. Kind of out of breath. Jay, you got anything you want to say about WNBA at all? But it starts next week.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see Liz, finally I know she was getting pretty frustrated there, so I'm just happy to see her. I'm not so happy. I mean, I wish she would have stayed in Dallas here. Obviously, I play for the Wings, no Skylar Diggins going to be out for a little while, but it would have been nice to see her stay there. Obviously, I mean, they needed that. They had a little cornerstone, They had a couple of cornerstone pieces for a franchise, but, I mean, we know this WNBA. I mean, we know that players want to go and win now. She saw a good opportunity, obviously, trying to go to LA, trying to go to Vegas, so I think that's a real nice fit. The Vegas just right outside of the playoffs last year pretty much came right down to the last game, whether they're going to make it or not. So I think that they're going to definitely get over that hump. I thought they were going to make the playoffs last year. I'm going to be honest with you. Lost a little bit of money, but they were still covering those spreads even though they was losing. But I think this year, not only will they make the playoffs, they probably will contend for a championship. And I think that the Sparks are always going to be in there, for a championship. So I think between those two, if I was to bet future odds on a championship for WNBA, it would be probably the Sparks and then the Aces.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real quick, Jimmy, before I hear you chime in real quick on WNBA, a team also I'm looking to fade will be the Fever this year. They got a little bit better, but they're not my bottom team. My bottom team will be but Minnesota Lynx. I'm putting them on the bottom of the fade list. The Wings on the bottom of the fade list, and so with the Liberty. Liberty drafted some good pieces. They have Durr over there. They got the girl from China. She's tall, she's skinny, but they have to do. There's a lot of young guys over there. They're going to take a lot of work for them to put it together. And as far from the sky, they got my girl Katie Lou from Oregon. Shields is kind of injured right now. She missed these preseason games. Hopefully she's back for the beginning of the season. And I hope to see the Sky kind of make a playoff push this year as well. But Jimmy, any thoughts on WNBA?
Not yet. Gonna have to listen to you guys. At this point, with you guys liking the Sparks and the Aces, at where they're at right now, I mean, when you got us on the Storm, I mean, they were huge dogs. I got late. I was so late, and I got plus 550. Is it right? Am I right thinking I don't have the numbers in front of me, but are they both at around plus 300 to win the championship?
Yeah, right now, when I had looked a little while earlier, I can pull it up while Max was talking as well. But when I looked earlier, they were sitting at, I got them at 350 this morning. They could be down at 300 again now. I know some books had it differently. They was at 500 the day when I came on your show on Friday, and I talked about me taking the Sparks. I had grabbed them, and I had grabbed the Aces, but I was still worried about the trade. But yeah, they're both about 300 right now, Jimmy.
I've been going over my now that I'm in charge fully of the records, because it was Loshak was doing it on the show before, and he was meticulous with it. I have a better look, a better understanding of what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. Next year, when I go in each sport, I'll break everything up from totals. If this was for basketball, it'd be totals, spreads, and money lines, just to make sure exactly what am I succeeding at, what am I missing at. What I've noticed in my futures action in the last 3 years is that my in-season futures are much better than my preseason futures. Much better. And so at this point, when you're talking about 2 plus 300s or 350, it just doesn't make me salivate to put money on the line. I would rather be in season. You guys find a team like you did with the Storm last year, King. Because you got the Storm, at 20-1 at first?
Yeah, I had them at 20-1, 12-1, and I got them at plus 500. That's with you, plus 550 actually.
Because that's I'm gonna wait. If the making future bets for me, I need to have a fucking carrot dangling, and I need a big score. And with the Sharks this year, I got the Sharks. Now I know I've been fortunate in NHL with the refereeing, but I got the Sharks at 10-1 before the season started. Then mid-season, I got him at 15-1. I think mid-season's when I have an edge, I have an angle here. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and not make a move on the futures. I'm gonna listen to you guys because you were putting so much money in people's pockets last year at WNBA. I can't wait to see what you guys do this year.
Yeah, my wife just said it was 12-1. She said I missed the 20-1. She said it was 12-1 at plus 550 and plus 450. So those are the players I ended up grabbing with the Storm last year. Max, man. I know we talked about it, man. I know you've been breaking down some WNBA stuff yourself as well, brother. You got anything jump out at you right now this WNBA season before we hop on these games for today? This game for today?
No, I don't have an official place, but as I talked to you about, I'm just diving into the Women NBA right now. I grabbed 2 teams. I'm looking through the last year's playoff games. Just, try to learn who is the main player on every team, stuffs like that. And of course, my first bets are pretty much going to be only stats based. But as the season goes on and talking with you guys, I'm probably going to pick up. I just read something funny in the chat. Some dude said pregnancy in the women NBA is like an ACL tear in the NBA. You're a savage for that, bro.
that is funny though. Say pregnancy like an ACL. Hey, I'm looking real quick. I'm at Jay Wilson. Sparks are at 425 at 5 dimes still. I saw our Aces before finding, but somebody said Aces are still plus 500 at bet 365. So those are some lines you want to go grab. I know everybody's not big WNBA fans. Trying to make some believers out of people last year, but this is a game. This is a sport that I find value in. My man Jimmy brought up Mr. Loshak, man. If it wasn't for Loshak, I actually capped WNBA as it was. He made it seem cool again. So that's when I started, me talking about my plays and shit. I was kind of under the table, kind of better when it came to WNBA. And Jimmy, when you do your record and stuff, man, you might have reached out to me and teach me how to do the same thing. Doing the show and stuff, bro, it's kind of tough to track my records with my in-play bets and all the bets I give out, man. So you got some kind of what word I'm looking, man, some kind of advice, some kind of little way I could monitor everything, man. It will be helpful when you get down to doing that yourself, Jim.
Oh, you know what? I guess I'm flooded with thoughts when we talk about Pete Loshak. He meant so much to me and so much to so many of us. But one thing I was so afraid of were the record. I was so afraid of them. And I got some help Some of the help was from Al Mack. I got help on spreadsheets. I was so scared of the spreadsheets, and now it's become this enormous asset to my capping. And I'd be happy to, and also with the spreadsheets that we're talking about, we're making the spreadsheets better depending on how you want to show your records. To me, average line, ROI are so important. They're so interesting. And so I'd be happy to hook you guys all up. It's so important to have transparency and honesty in our records and put them up each and every day. And I'd be happy for, especially for you guys, for your next NBA season, so that you can put it out each day, what you are, win, loss, average line, ROI, units, all that stuff. And so that'd be my pleasure. I was scared of it. I was afraid of it. And now I'm just so excited about it. And then they're right. The chat is absolutely right about the opportunity that I thought I was missing. The Sparks are plus 450. The Aces are plus 550 at Bet365 Futures. Now we're talking. Because my thought process was if they're both around plus 300, there's just not enough. You can't, hedging with both teams isn't going to work. But 450 and plus 550, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in the next 24 hours. How much time do we have before the tip-off for the regular season?
It's the 23rd or 24th, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's next week.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in. That 450 and 550. Thank you to the chat for letting me know that there was enough money available to make that move.
No doubt. And Jay Muddy, man, we're back to the NBA right now, Jay. You briefed over it a little bit yesterday before we talked about the Blazers game. What was your initial take on that Bucks game yesterday? You was on the under. I was leading the under when I went on Jim's show on that Friday. He said if I had a 3,000, what would I take? It would have been, that wasn't Friday, that was Monday. It would have been the under in the Bucks game. Jay, I saw buckets come in that game, bro. I was on the under again at 24.5 threes. I'm like, man, 24.5 threes. It cashed in Golden State. That shit ain't cashing over here tonight. Yeah, right. Raptors came out firing three after three after three, Jay. I think at one point they had a 14-point lead or somewhere around there. I could be wrong. But they were up there, man, and the Bucks kept fighting back. Lopez, showed up. My guy Bledsoe surely did not show up. I think he was so amazed by Lowry. He talked about Lowry in the press conferences. Before the game, this shit about how Lowry was gonna make the what's that shit called, Jay? The Hall of Fame and all that other shit. Well, last night the way Bledsoe played him, Lowry just might make the goddamn Hall of Fame, Jay. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, the way Scary Terry did him last year, I don't think Bledsoe, I think he should just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? From now on, the way Scary, like really, this dude had a whole name, the whole mascot made just because of him, man. So Bledsoe, when you start talking, you usually start to get put on the skates, man. So you might not want to do that. Yesterday, you look at the game. I'm watching the game. Giannis, quick 6 points, 6-0, like it ain't shit. I say, oh shit, it's finna get ugly. Soon as I fucking say that 14-2 run, I'm like, oh, hell no, this is some bullshit, bro. What the fuck going on? You got Lowry come out here balling. He had 30 points yesterday. He truly stepped up, bro. I can't say. We know Leonard going to get his 31 points. Siakam had his 15 points. But, Gasol out there getting the rebounds. They played a damn good game. Only went 8 deep, you know what I'm saying? But they were on the Bucks' ass in the first half. Some of the third quarter as well. You're right, bro. They was up by 12 points. I'm over here like, damn, but the Raptors really over here on the Bucks' ass is scaring me because the Bucks was doing the same thing they did against Boston in the first game. But they said, no, fuck it, bro. In the third quarter, they start chipping away. Oh, no, 7, down to 5, down to 3. Then they took the lead in the fourth quarter, and then it was just over from there. I feel like they deserve. It's crazy because we got lucky on the cover, but I feel like we deserved the way that they battled back. You know what I'm saying? They never really got rattled. They just kept chipping back slowly but surely and end up taking the lead. And then obviously in the late last minutes or whatever, the Raptors didn't score a single point in the last 3 minutes and 31 seconds, man. So I absolutely love that. For the full game spread and for the under, ended up cashing both, man. Had them on a parlay together as well. So that was just really nice. And I can't say the fact that they weathered that storm in the first quarter, it might do very well for them in this game. I know a lot of people may think, the Raptors seem like they figured it out, but the Bucks weathered like they took a haymaker, you know what I'm saying, and kept going and ended up winning that game in the fashion they did. I think that's a big confidence booster, seeing that you come out and play a pretty much, I'm not going to say terrible, but the Raptors pretty much came out and played a perfect first half and still didn't win. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that tells a lot, and I don't think Larry's going to have that type of game every game. I definitely don't think that. And Middleton ain't going to have that bad of a game he did. But I mean, we know that Lopez ain't going to get 29 points tonight. But Middleton going 4 for 12, 11 points, it's not fucking happening again. I'm telling you that right now. And they contained Giannis. They had him a little. You know what I'm saying? He only had 24 points. I don't think that's going to happen again either.
No doubt. Max, you want to do us a favor, Max? You want to comment on this game? But before you comment on the game, Max, do you mind welcoming in the chat? I think I forgot to welcome in the chat. It's 420. The Blazers just playing today, so I'm going to hit this Dabby a few times. I'm going to sip this Henny a few times. Max, while you introduce the chat and give me your impressions of yesterday's Raptors game.
Yeah, bro, no problem. Ricardo Gutierrez, you always in here, bro. Brian Riley. Vaj 10, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. AM44, you're always in here. Don Carleone, Teddy V, what's up, bro? James, Mickey Cohen, Marshall Hoffman, welcome, guys. Bob Brockett, Casa Station, Jay Patel, you're always in here, bro. Jimmy already in the chat, thanking the people. Eric Jones, Marshall Hoffman, Anthony Hunt, Jay Will, Brian Riley. Yeah, the usual dudes always up in here. Yesterday's game, yes, Jay said, man, these dudes were hitting mad threes in the first quarter. I was like, what the fuck? Is this really the Raptors team? Kyle Lowry balled out yesterday. He had 7 threes. That's pretty solid from him. He did not choke the first game. But yeah, I think they had about like a 14 or 15 point lead. Bucks never gave up, then they came back. Kawhi Leonard had 2 points in the fourth quarter. Giannis had 3. But Lopez, man, his defense yesterday in the fourth quarter was a thing of beauty to watch. He got the blocks. He came with the weak side help, rebounds. He did everything, and he hit that dagger 3 in the end. Just a solid game from them coming back. That's a huge motivation booster as well. Doesn't matter how bad we start the game, we can still finish you off, you guys. And I had the -6.5. Glad that one cashed. I was leaning towards the first half, didn't take it, but Raptors came to ball first half. Chris Middleton, as Jay said, had a bad game. I don't think he will have that type of game again. Giannis had a solid double-double. I mean, we could expect a little bit more from them. Toronto did not do that good of a defensive job on him. But Kawhi Leonard had 30 pounds. This dude just keep on proving that he's unstoppable. Solid player. But yeah, Kyle Lowry was totally the surprise yesterday.
No doubt. And Jimmy, your brief take on this as well. My question to you, Jimmy, about the game yesterday, I kind of went into that game with the philosophy about how I didn't have about my Blazers the first time. Everybody was telling me Blazers going to be tired. Blazers going to be tired. Off a 7 game, a big 7 game, they're going to be tired. Blazers hung around that game until the fourth quarter. They got blown the fuck out. They could have been that game. They could have been winning that game going to the fourth quarter if you ask me. But that's a little bit of bias on my end. I just saw a poor shooting. But they got tired in the fourth quarter. Is that kind of what you see from your Raptors yesterday, Jim? You think it was just the tired factor kind of keep it in the fourth quarter? And do you still have I know it's a team and all, but do you still expect them to put up a better fight next game?
I don't think they were tired in the fourth quarter. I thought the Blazers were tired. The Warriors had the same amount of time off as the Raptors. I think it's just the volatility of basketball. Fourth quarter was just unlucky. Lowry, everybody not named Lowry went 0 for 15 in the fourth quarter. A lot of people are talking, Raptors missed their chance. No. The Raptors smell blood now. We can go into Milwaukee and we can beat them now. I did not take a side in game 1. I wanted to watch the series. Oh, man. We can go into Milwaukee and beat them. We are going to next game. That's going to give us so much hunger that we almost beat them with Lopez having a career night. Nurse has the opportunity to outcoach Budenholzer. Both teams have very strong. Now, I know with saying Raptors have a strong bench after the DeLon Wright Valanciunas trade is laughed at. But we have options off the bench. We don't need to go with the 7-man rotation. Our 8-man rotation is extremely dangerous. Having Gasol and Ibaka, Lopez going for fucking 30 points in game 1 is a miracle. Lowry going for 27 is something he can do again. He can shit on Bledsoe. He can shit on Hill. This has given us enormous hope. The Raptors aren't angry that we let something slip. We know, oh shit, we can go into Milwaukee and we can beat a rested Bucks team, and we will do that tomorrow night. I'm going to be on the Raptors plus 6.5. I'm going to be on the Raptors money line. The Raptors can beat this team, and I wasn't sure if we could. And I know one game does not a series make, but we smell blood. We can beat this team. And if they're going to beat us, it's going to take 7 games. Because we're going to go in and we're going to win game 2 tomorrow. My only play was on the first half over. I got talked off of it. It cashed by a point. I don't mind that I left that money on the table. I don't mind that I got talked off of it. You guys were right. Remember we were talking earlier in the playoffs, first half over, second half under. I believe that can happen tonight in the Warriors game. I'm on the first half over. I did not have the balls to do the first half over, second half under. But the Raptors know now, Bucks ain't shit, man. They're deep. Giannis is the best player in the NBA. Okay. We have a guy who's just as good as him and a bench that's just as deep as him.
Hey, Jay, I know you got something you want to say about it, Jay. Let's cap this game, Jay, and then we'll come back to that game because I know you got something, Jay. Write it down. What he said, what Jimmy used to say on the show all the time, write it down.
Real.
You know what I mean, Jay? So we'll come back to it, Jay.
Real. No, to be honest, I really didn't want the same thing, but I should be the fucking Bucks coach over there. Real quick, you know what I would do? I'm starting Brogdon. I'm putting him on Lowry. They will bust the Raptors' ass. That's all the thing I have to say.
Yeah.
Brogdon ain't busting nothing, man. Brogdon busting shots all over his wife's dick.
You know he's a lockdown defender, though, Jimmy. You do know that.
A lockdown defender on Kawhi Leonard? Come on, man.
No, I said on Lowry. I'm saying put Brogdon on Lowry.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Who cares if Lowry shuts down? Who cares if Lowry scores 7 points? He's going to take 4 charges. Get Brogdon. It's great that Brogdon's healthy again. Who cares? This series is Giannis versus Kawhi. And when it comes to big men, the Bucks better hope Lopez goes for 30 points or Gasol and Ibaka are going to turn it all into the Raptors' favor. Listen, I did not think the Raptors were going to win the series before Game 1. And then I watched Game 1. I was like, you know what? And I know one game does not a series make. But, man, blood in the water. We can beat this team. And those of you who jumped on the Raptors to win the series at plus 260, listen, I didn't have the balls. Those who did, that bet is live.
No doubt. Hey, y'all funny as fuck. Last week, Jim had me dying with the Alicia Curry shit. Y'all we going back and forth. But let's get to this game, man. I see Drew Daddy. He losing his patience. He wants today's game right now. Drew, we be having a whole hour to fill, so you know we're going to go through the whole NBA talk, brother. This ain't the first time watching the show. Let's get to it, though, man. Y'all talking about busting that ass. I mean, Blazers did just that last week. They give him some cheeks like Larry gives to himself in his movie series he has. Bust his own cheeks. The Blazers bust their own ass in that last matchup against Golden State, man. Blazers gave him 17 threes. 9 of those threes came from Steph Curry last game, bro. He was 9 for 15. Damon CJ combined for 35 points. I mean, Harkless and Hood had 34 points. How am I top the best backcourt supposed to be the NBA combined for 35? And the bench, not what's on the bench. I can't call Harkless and Hood really a bench players because they should start, to tell you the truth. Especially Hood. They 34 points. Golden State continue with their foul issues, J Money, Max, and Jimmy, with 24 fouls that game. Blazers had 16. Blazers shot 31 free throws. They got blown out in the fourth quarter. Blazers own the glass, but it doesn't matter when you own the glass. If you turn the ball over 21 times in a basketball game, and for every offensive rebound you get, or whatever you get, what rebound you get, you turn the ball right back over. So that shit kind of voids itself out if you ask me. DeBerco, 9 points. As a Blazer fan, if I was a coach, as a Blazers, watch the NBA and shit. You'll set up for 9 points out of that guy. That's not something he's gonna do every game. So you'll take his 9 points, but okay, his 9 points beat us, but it's okay. We'll set up for him having 9. You held Looney Iggy off the glass and off the free throw line. So that's how the Blazers matchup work. The pick and roll, Jay. that fucking pick and roll, not bringing the man up, let the Blazers and CJ and Dame fight off them screens to try to get in front Curry. Even Dame and CJ and them all said it, man. Them was practice shots them guys was getting. They shoot them shots in practice. Dame was fighting around his screen, but he put his hands up. CJ tried and kept getting the fouls. Jay, before I even give my plays and you give your play, we all give our plays. Jay, give me a breakdown of what you expect from this game to change from Golden State side and the Portland side.
I can tell you, I was all over the Warriors here in that first game. And I can't tell you, there was plenty for me to not like from both teams. I think that the Blazers were more of the I guess you say, tired team. I mean, obviously they had a let down. You know what I'm saying? Lillard and McCollum, they weren't having a good shooting night. Still managed to get 17 and 19 points, but they did. But let's face it. To me, the way that those two played, to me, 4 for 12 and 7 for 19, that's a terrible night for those two. Especially in game one. You know what I'm saying? They just had a big game 7, especially CJ. I mean, he had a total let down. In this next game, I think this is the one where you see it's just the same thing versus Denver. I mean, they went there and lost that first game. Then the second game, they go over there and win in Denver. It's like, damn, oh shit, they show us what's up. So they can make Terry Stotts over there can make adjustments. I mean, we still have to remember he's a veteran coach. They've been in the playoffs the past, 3 to 4 years. So they have some experience. Seem like they've been getting a little bit better and better. One thing that scares me with the Warriors, that why are they fucking double team, bro? Every time they double team, they pass out over again. Have an easy pass at that. You know what I'm saying? To an open player, I swear that shit happened 5 or 6 times, maybe even more than that, man. Where it's just an easy basket or an easy 3. It was driving me crazy, man. Some of those players that they were double teaming, I feel like wasn't that much of an offensive threat. So I'm pretty sure they'll watch the tape. But if they keep playing their defense like that, I was scared the way the Warriors were playing defense. I know that the Blazers weren't playing the best defense as well. It was mainly on the pick and roll. I feel like they can tighten up on that. If they tighten up on it against the Nuggets, then they can do it against the Warriors. I mean, a lot tougher, but without KD, again, we still have to remember he's not out there. It's one less player to worry about. Mainly, it's going to be keeping up with Thompson and keeping up with Curry. That's the main 2 players. You keep up with them, you can really let the rest of the players get their little 5, 6 points, you know what I'm saying? But you can't let Steph Curry get off tonight and go for 36. You have to defend that pick and roll, and if the Warriors keep playing the defense the way they've been, I mean, the Blazers will torch them. One very scary thing is, after all this shit, the Blazers still cut that bitch down to 6 points late in that third quarter. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, biting their fingers. I wasn't so worried because I knew in the fourth quarter would be a totally different thing. But still, the fact that they weathered all of those storms that the Warriors, all those haymakers that the Warriors were throwing at them, and still got it down to 6 points and had the Warriors over there taking timeouts. I'm talking about on their heels in game one when they're tired without KD. So it was pretty tough. But I knew watching the game, even after I cashed on the Warriors, that I was going to be on the Blazers in this game. I see the line moving down. Everything is really just sets up perfectly. I got the 7.5 yesterday. It's sitting at 6.5 now, man. The Warriors are at the house, and they only getting 44% of the money right now with all of the tickets coming in on them. That's pretty scary if you're here on the Warriors tonight.
Well, real quick, shout out to our man Genzo. He says his first time watching the show. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe. There's plenty of great shows on SBR's channel, not just King's Court. Our man Jimmy has a show as well. Our man Ski, Donnie, Ian have a show on the weekends. You got plenty of content coming throughout the day. Jimmy starts the day off every single morning with his show, and the rest of the shows follow. Hit the subscribe, man. Make sure you follow and support everybody. Max, what's your take on this game tonight without giving a play out, man? Do you think the Blazers get their cheeks busted again like an American Me movie?
Bro, I tried to cap this game a whole day. Like, I even tried to meditate because this shit had me heated. But yeah, Steph Curry last game, 9 threes. That's 27 points from the 3-point range. They cannot let him shoot like that today. As Jay was talking about, there are only 2 dudes you need to worry about who could beat your ass pretty much from any side of the court. It's Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson is also an issue on the defensive end because he's a solid defensive player. He gets a couple of steals, and he plays defense really well. Last game, if you guys watched that game, they were hanging pretty tight with them. The third quarter, they closed in. Blazers actually won the third quarter, and they were going into the fourth with behind with 5 or 6 points. Great. I had the +7. It was looking pretty solid, But man, the Warriors just start hitting threes after threes in the fourth quarter, just pulled away. Why the fuck? I was like, after last game they lost by 20 or something. I was like, well, the line is going to be like +9, and that's a pretty generous number from my side to say +9. It should actually be like more like 10, but it's at fucking 7, bro. What the fuck do they know that I don't? Like, I want to smash the Blazers so bad today because, come on, Damian Lillard had 19 points. CJ McCollum had 17 points. We all know both of these dudes can do better. Every time they've had a bad or poor offensive game, they have stepped it up the next game. Steph can't stop Damian Lillard. He isn't a good defensive player. Steph is an awesome offensive player. Klay Thompson, of course, is a good defensive player, but if he's on CJ, Dame should have the possibility to go up. If he's on Dame, CJ should have. Me personally, I trust CJ more to pop off this game because he has done it to the playoff series so far against the Nuggets and against OKC. He has a letdown game. He makes sure to pop back jump back right up on the horse again. I feel like this game the line is really fishy, and I feel like the Blazers really need to focus the defensive end on Steph and Klay. That's why I really love the under in this game. I got it earlier at 221 points. It's at 220 right now. I would still grab it. That's like the only official play I have made. On the one end, like one of my books actually offer me the Golden State Warriors -6.5. I feel like a dumbass for not taking it. Another book of mine, they offer me Blazers +7. Like, I don't know, but I can't pick a side. I'm so glad to be back on the show, so you guys could talk me into some of the plays.
No doubt. And Jimmy, man, a lot of people don't just know, I'm from Portland. You know this, Jimmy, since you've met me on, because I've been on your show, your chat, and everything else, man. When you was doing your own thing by yourself, I was right there in your chat as well. It's very tough capping your team, and Jimmy, you do this you down there with the SBR guys. You're around these guys, and you have plenty of guys who love their teams. And I know you're a diehard fan for a lot of your teams, and you support a lot of sports. But you're smart. You want your money as well, so you'll fade your team to get some money. And I'm the same way over here, Jim. But it's very tough when you have to cap a team that you grew up with, because you're so used to disappointment. You remember every high, you remember every low, and at times you overvalue your team, or at times you undervalue your team, Jim. And I think I kind of went to that first game overvaluing my Trailblazers. Your thoughts on this game tonight, and what's your take on that, man? How it is in the capping business when it's kind of a team you grew up off of, and they're at a pinnacle where they're at right now, fighting for a championship.
Well, I watched Gabe Morency at the IFBC, first IFBC, and he talked about how people are afraid to bet on their team, against their team, or generally people bet on their team sort of blindly, amateurs. But when you try to take it to a level of professionalism, people are afraid to mess with their team. Gabe Morency's whole talk was, you shouldn't be. Nobody knows your team better than you do. Now, you're talking about a bias with your own team, and not everybody has the Portland Raptors bias. The Raptors lose and lose and lose, so we have a vividness bias of the Raptors losing. And on this show, we talked about before, what is the best book or something that you've ever read on gambling? For me, it's not a gambling book. It's The Undoing Project. Michael Lewis, who wrote Moneyball, he wrote a book called The Undoing Project, and it's all about vividness bias, recency bias in life, and it's very easy to attach to gambling. So I have no fear fading or betting on my team usually. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't have a vividness bias about losing betting on the Raptors. And when you lose a bet on your home team, it hurts even more. So my vividness bias has affected the way I've capped these playoffs. It's affected the way I bet futures with the Raptors. It's made me a bad gambler when it comes to Toronto Raptors this year. That's just the truth. I'm okay saying it. With this Blazers-Warriors series, the market move towards the Blazers doesn't make sense to me. The only thing I see going for the Blazers is that they woke up in Oakland 2 nights ago or yesterday morning. After traveling from Mile High City, then they wake up in Oakland. What else is going for them? We talked all about how this bench was so much worse in Oakland, how Portland's bench was a huge advantage for them. But ever since Game 6 in Houston, when Kevon Looney stepped up and Sean Livingston stepped up, that bench rallied around each other. And then last game, Game 1, all 8 members of that bench had a plus minus in that game. In the beginning of the fourth quarter, that lineup was trash. What was it? Thompson, Jerebko, Looney, Bell. I don't remember the fifth guy, but I was like, that was the turning point in the game, was the Warriors bench stepping up. The Warriors bench believes in themselves right now. In the regular season, they were 28th out of 30 in points scored. In the first round, their bench got destroyed by the Clippers. Now that bench knows there's no KD. Let's believe in each other. Steph Curry knows there's no KD doesn't have to eat. I can be the first scoring option. I can be selfish with my shooting. He's so quick, taking that quick shot from the perimeter. He's so quick. How do you defend that better? I don't know if you can. He believes in himself. He's scoring baskets. I wouldn't get in the way of the Warriors. I'm also not going to get in the way of the market move towards the Blazers. You guys do that because basketball is your sport. If you're an expert in basketball, you're not afraid to go against the market. I've watched Jay Money go against the market in cash. I love it. But here, and I was on the under in Game 1. That was one of the first times I've gone against the market, and I thought of Jay Money in my head, going against the market. But here, I don't know how you don't salivate over Warriors minus 6.5. I don't know how, and all the books are now at 6.5 max. They've all gone to 6.5, pretty much all of them. That seems to me like a gift. I'm not going to take it. I'm on the first half over 107.5.
Jimmy, I just want to say one thing. That's the fucking thing. Everyone is going to think that it's a gift. That's the whole thing. I mean, I'm glad that obviously we're sharp. We know not to. But, I mean, just think of the thought process here. The Warriors won by 22 in Game 1. Why is the spread going down 1.5 points? I mean, I'm on the Blazers. I know what I saw. I'm going with my captain. I bet this shit yesterday. I know what's going to happen. I was hoping. I remember I told you, Jimmy, I was thinking maybe it'll go to 8 because I know the public will be all over him. Guess what? The public's been all over him all day. And then the line's still going down. I think the more heavier dollars, the more smarter money is on the Blazers. And that's why you see it. They moved down from 8, to 7.5 to 7. Then now 6.5 market wide. I'm seeing plenty of people saying, "Oh man, how could you not hop on the Warriors minus 6.5?" Do you really think that the books are going to just give you some? I mean, we know the Warriors. Everyone, they're the defending 2-time champions. And we think they're just going to give you a gift here in the playoffs?
If the Warriors,
I don't think so. I mean, nothing is guaranteed. I mean, the game still has to go be in play. But I mean, my money's going to be on Blazer plus a 7. I feel like they're pretty much. Why wouldn't you bet on the Warriors here minus 6.5? I think that's what they're pretty much baiting you to do.
You make a good point. We've watched this market move from 8 to 7.5 to 7 to 6.5. To me, that tells me that big money, important money is coming in on the Blazers. That doesn't tell me that money's coming in on the Warriors. That tells me so much money's coming in on the Blazers that now the books want you to take the Warriors. At what point do the Warriors become valuable? At 6.5, at 6? We just watched the Bucks lose most of that game and cover the 6.5. 8? That's tough. For me, when it gets down to 6.5, 6, 5.5, you can lose the whole game and win the last minute and cover. At what point do you think the Warriors have value? To me, at 6.5 or 6. At 7.5, the Blazers have value. Because I feel that way, I'm not betting aside. But, Jay, let me ask you this. At what point, at what margin do you think the Warriors have value?
the way that I see a game, let's say if the Blazers win this game, it doesn't matter what the spread was. You know what I'm saying? I can't say me personally. I feel like more in baseball is a more value sport. In basketball, I think as far as the value, I think it'll be the spot. The game one was the value spot with the Warriors. With you getting 7.5 in that spot, I feel like that was the value. I mean, you're right here. Plus 7.5 is still nice. You know what I'm saying? With the Blazers, but I can't say in this particular spot, I would still take the Blazers plus 6.5 because I think this is a Blazer spot. So I think in basketball, it's not really so much about value. I mean, they could have the Warriors here -3 and they lose the game. You know what I'm saying? We could hop on the Warriors -3 all day or pick them all day long. If they lose the game, yeah, there was value, but we lost the bet. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like more in baseball, you have like a plus $300 or something, and we know that in baseball, anything can happen at any point. I feel like maybe that'd be more of a value than basketball, where, you know what I'm saying, we watch the games, we know, you know what I'm saying, we pretty much know how we think the teams are going to come out the next game. So that's the reason why I'm not so big on value in basketball.
I think that syndicates hammered the Blazers, hammered them at 8, hammered them at 7.5, and then the books were scared, and they had to push it down to 6.5, and now we're at 6.5, 6, and I think the Warriors have value right now. I really want to talk about props. We could talk about this for a long time. Does this game pop off in 13 minutes?
No, it come on at 6 o'clock. But I want to touch on something that you and Jay both touched on. When it comes to, like, I've been betting NBA my whole life. And real quick, man, shout out to my grandpa, man. The man who taught me how to be a man, taught me everything I know about sports. He is sick right now. I lost my grandmother around this time last year. Now my grandpa's sick right now, man. So the prayers I asked for yesterday for my grandpa, so let's pray for him, man. But this is one thing he taught me about sports. During the All-Star break, I think it's MLB, a lot of people put their money on basketball because there's nothing else to bet. They come to the NBA, and just basketball in general is one of those sports that's around, basically, you say all year. And when they don't have any other sports like baseball, football, things like that around, casual bettors to put their money on certain spots. And that's what he taught me since I can remember. And that's kind of what I look to, especially when the All-Star break, the MLB come up and football ends. That's one of my biggest things I look at to see where all the money goes. But to touch on what you said, Jimmy, and what Jay said, the very first game, man, I live in Vegas, and Jimmy, you done it at the books with everybody. You worked there. A lot of the sharps had money on Portland. I mean, a lot of sharps had money on Portland for what I know. A lot of money came in on Portland in that first game. Not just my own, but a lot of them, you know what I mean, had money on the Blazers in that spot. And my man Brian tonight even said in the chat, I mean, a lot of sharps had money on the Blazers again. It didn't really work out for me in my favor that first game. So I really can't look at it as the sharps looking this way in these type of situations in game ones and games twos, because a lot of this casual bettors, and I don't really want to piss on sharps because I don't know how the sharps really go about doing what they're doing. But a lot of people say, well, they play the revenge factor, Jay and Max, or they play they lost game one, the zigzag theory, Max. I want to hear your take on that, Max. Do you feel that way? A lot of people play the zigzag factor, or do you just kind of follow the line movement, Max, when it comes to betting certain things? Because Golden State, to tell you the truth, they're 22-35 ATS, minus 16.5 units after 3 consecutive wins last season. What did Golden State just recently do? They won 3 straight games. They're 22-35 ATS, they're minus 16.5 units after winning 3 games straight. Max, do you follow the trend with the line move? Do you watch that? How do you approach it when you come to gambling?
I mean, zigzag theory has been a thing these playoffs. Of course, you guys probably noticed that with a couple of games. But revenge is a factor I, of course, look into. That's a big thing I learned from Revenge Game J. But, line movements, I mean, there have been situations where I have read into that and it has saved me, and there have been situations where I have read into that too much and just burned my ass. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to trust your own tapping, because there are games where we are really on different teams. You might like the Hornets, I might like the Magic. You cash on this time and I cash the next time, stuffs like that. But during the playoffs, I feel like line movement has to have more of a say. Or what I'm trying to say is like it kind of worries me that the line has moved so much today. Why and like what can the Blazers do differently today? Of course, Dame and CJ had a bad game. I would look for them to step up today. But for the line to move like that and people are smashing that much of cash on the Blazers, it has to be something else we don't know, bro. I don't know. They might start with the new lineup. I don't know. Rodney Hood may be coming out. Um, yeah, it kind of worries me. To be honest with you, I feel like a dumbass for not taking Golden State Warriors minus 6.5. And you guys know I fucking roast the Warriors every time I get. You guys know that. Like as soon as somebody's injured or something like that, the excuses start coming up. I roast the shit out of them. Like I looked mostly to fade them because in my opinion, they have been a really bad ATS team throughout the whole season. They were like the third or fourth worst team during the season. I know people have been talking about they're 26-1 or something like that without KD, and they were like 12 for 10 ATS wise during those games. That's a bit over average of 50%. I don't know, bro. I feel like I'm missing out on not grabbing the Warriors. Same time, I feel like the Blazers are going to come out hot today. As I said, last game, they were pretty close to covering that. There was pretty much only the fourth quarter that cost them the game. But I like the under here. I feel like they should focus down on Steph and Clay today.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, I saw a message. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. All right, no doubt. Yeah, hey Jim, you want to go a little longer? You said. I'm confused by the message. Oh, hello.
Sorry, we missed it.
Hey
Jimmy,
Jay.
I think he's asking a question.
Okay, sorry. We have.
Yeah, no, I'm a little lost by the message. I don't know if you need to go earlier to ask can we go a little longer. I'm a little confused.
No. Sorry. Larry and I are drinking very heavy back here, and I just wanted to make sure that we could go longer because I want to talk props. I don't want you guys to end this show in 7 minutes. I got lots of shit I want to talk about. I want to know if I should take Seth Curry over 5.5 points. I want to break down some of these prop bets. King, what's your favorite prop on this card?
Well, let's get to it, man. Yeah, we can go as long as we want to, man. Shit, hey, that man's name is Long Larry, so hey, let him tell me we go as long as it don't go, man. With maybe 4 inches, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, whatever. Hey, Larry, we do whatever you want to do, Larry. But I'll look up some props right here, Jim. One of my props that I was liking tonight, to be honest with you guys, it's the Blazers first to 15. And I like us the first to 15 tonight. I think we got to come out tonight and establish ourselves. Not saying we win the first quarter, but it's one of the props that I've cashed out pretty much throughout the year when I have that line. Blazers sitting right now with a plus 140, first to 15, $50. I think that's a solid prop, and that's a prop that I'm going to take personally, Jim. But when it comes to player props wise, I like CJ tonight, man, over 23.5 points. I wanted to ask Jay about that one as well. But just speaking of the Curry prop, I don't have that one. But I expect him to at least put up 10 points, 11 points tonight. But his bench didn't really do too well last game. I expect the bench to step up better tonight. I expect Curry to kind of shake it off, realize he's playing his brother and playing stuff like that tonight. Plus, when his mom wears his jersey, for some reason it doesn't work out. But when his dad has his jersey on, he plays better. Jay, you like Jimmy's Curry prop?
What was his prop? One more time. What was his prop? I gotta check my props. Y'all know mine ain't the same as y'all's, man. What was your prop, Jimmy? And I'm looking at the McCollum one right now. What was you saying, Jimmy?
Seth Curry over 5.5 points. Don't think he hits 2 threes. He looked terrible in game 1. But Sonya.
Yeah, no, not to cut you off, Jimmy, but or you can finish. You can finish, Jimmy.
You know, when I say Sonya, people want me to finish, you know? And I get it. I get it. Sonya's wearing a Blazers jersey. Fucks with his head, man. He's got the hottest mom in the world wearing his jersey. fucks with his head. Game 2, less pressure. He's more comfortable. I think he hits 2 threes tonight.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't get 2 threes, then he'll get to the foul line, you know what I'm saying, try to get some buckets. We know that he was missing. He even missed some wide open shots in last game. I mean, he probably has a little jitters, whatever. I think that he'll get over that 5.5. I can't bet it, but shit, I might need to send somebody some money, you know what I'm saying, to get that for me, man. I might even do the 6.5, you know what I'm saying, to try to get some plus money. I mean, it's a little maybe pushing it there, but I think he'll get maybe at least 1 3 and maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe even a couple of drives to the hole. I think that Portland, you know what I'm saying, all their role players are going to have a little bit better game tonight. And just the one prop that I'm looking at CJ, the points over the 23.5. And it's juiced to over on my book. Not so much of a good game the first game. Still managed to get 17, 19 points. If he has even just a little bit better shooting game, he going to surpass that 23.5. I love that shit tonight.
Yeah, and to touch on that real quick, Max, do you have that play that Jim have? Because I like the over 5.5. I don't have it. My first to 15 is plus 140. I mean, the Blazers started off last game. Was it 5-0, 5-3? They gave up them threes, and it was still hanging around like 8-11. They could have still made a push for it. But sitting at a plus 140, I like that. I'm going to take that. So my early prop is the first to 15 Blazers plus 140. I'd rather take that than take a minus 110 first quarter with Blazers and I lost last time. At least let me get some money out the way early. But, Max, your take on what Jim said about the over 5.5, and I love what Jay had to say too. Give him a 3-point shot. I expect him to at least make 1 3-point shot tonight, Jay. I'm with you on that one. I'm dead with you on that one. And to get to the free throw line. I expect Curry at least to get knocked down 2 threes tonight, Jimmy. That's how I look at it. Max, your take.
Yeah, man. On my book, it's Seth Curry over 5.5 points. It's minus 135. I mean, he's one of the best shooters who's going to be on the court today. He needs to get those looks today. It feels like a solid thing. Like Evan Turner also has a player pop over 3.5 points. That's just 4 points. I mean, he ain't trash. He should be able to get 4 points. What you guys think about that?
Jim?
Oh, man, sorry. This chat is wilding, man.
Look, I'll answer him. I like that. I like that, Max. I like that Turner and one of his family members, you know what I'm saying, was just dealing with some stuff as well, man. So just 4 points. I think he has to give over 4 points. Seth Curry and him. I mean, I know Turner isn't that much a major offensive guy, but I still like him defensively. I mean, we don't remember. He's been in the league for a nice little minute now, you know what I'm saying? Probably tapering off, but I still think he can get 4 points. But Curry definitely had to step up, man. He definitely had to get 5.5. Max, I was going to tell you, I need to send you some money, man, but I'm not laying no fucking 135, man, on no prop. It ain't this serious. I mean, if I could buy it up to 6.5 and get plus money, if that was possible on the prop, I know you can do it with certain books, but if I could take like an alternate prop, I would do that at plus money. But I just don't want to lay 135 on no prop, man. Even if I win,
Jay, I kind of think that's a solid though with the minus 135, Jay. I kind of like it. I mean, I don't have it, but I'm a degenerate, man. I'll fuck around me more personally. I would lay like 150, 160 on it. And hopefully that, I mean, I'd rather watch him try to get 5.5 than fucking watch the Blazers win the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you taking the money line, shit, you be getting a lot plus odds, though. You know what I'm saying? So I see what you're saying there, though, but I don't know. I mean, just me personally, as far as just on the prop, it's just something that I'm not big on laying the juice. It feels like I say, if all of them was minus 110s, I'd probably be betting the shit out of them props. But most of mine are even, you know what I'm saying, the least of them is minus 120. If it get least than that, then some is juiced to the over, and it's pretty much saying that they don't like for in the cash. So the fact that they're pretty much all minus 120 mines, it have me not even really looking at them.
You know,
Hey, Jim, I probably want to ask you about real quick. I don't know who's trying to speak. I don't know for you, Jim, but I want to ask you about the Draymond Green. He had a double-double last game. My book is hanging 23 right now, points and rebounds with Draymond Green. I expect the way the Blazers are kind of small, the way Golden State had trouble rebounding last time, Draymond Green was the lead rebounder kind of for that team last game. I like Green grabbing another 10 rebounds and possibly getting a dirty workhorse, 11, 12 points, man. Or more. I mean, I kind of like the over 23, Jimmy.
Draymond Green in my book for a double-double, minus 150. So it's expected. If you want to go points and rebounds with Draymond, you'll get 22.5, but it's juiced, minus 135. If you want to go points, rebounds, and assists, me just grab it right here. Sorry, I got the drunk fingers working against me. It's 30 and a half. 30 and a half points, rebounds, assists. You know, the interesting thing when you're talking about the juice, Jay, is to me, when Bet365 makes it minus 135 for Seth over 5.5 points, they don't want you betting it. And interestingly enough, CJ McCollum at 23 and a half, the under is minus 125. They want money on the over. And we've talked all about how unders are the value with these player props because you like a player, you bet the over. But I thought that was interesting. That caught me by surprise that the under 23 and a half is minus 125, much heavier juice than the over. They want you to take over 23 and a half with McCollum.
That's funny.
Mine,
Max, your book's on the same thing. My book is funny because I use my main thing that I bet on Jim and Max and Jay is my William Hill app. I use my station app, and everybody who's been following me for the past 2 years know I make all my big bets inside the casino. I walk in there, I lay the cash, I walk out, I cash the ticket, or I send the wife in there or the sister in there, whoever can avoid the taxes. We gonna get that money. That's how we do it. But I go in the casino and bet my big change. But when it comes to my William Hill book, Jim, respond real quick, Jim, because maybe you can lead me to a better book for me to bet in Vegas and get different odds. But all my stuff is like minus 110. If it's right now, my green is sitting at over 23 flat. Points and rebounds, minus 110. Under is minus 110. Or is it the books overseas that always like kind of fluctuate the lines where it's a 135, minus 135 here or minus 150 here? Because my Vegas books, I haven't really noticed that.
If you can properly line shop, you're always going to beat Vegas, always beat the opportunities that Vegas offers you. But properly line shopping, having accounts with enough cash in them, takes a lot of skill and a lot of thought and a lot of, I don't know the right word, consistency, and it takes a lot of different things to be able to properly do that. And that will continue to happen. I think that the offshore books, as everything gets regulated in America, will be able, that'll be their big thing. They'll say, hey, listen, we can offer you a better line all the time. William Hill is pretty good. Getting the, what these offshore books, they always give you the props on the half, put themselves in a better situation. When things can be pushed, it's a worse situation for these offshore books. So they always put things in a half. If we're looking at like just the point totals right here, what they do generally is they almost never raise it a point or drop it a point. They try so hard not to do that. They try just to juice it to certain situations that benefit them. Maurice Harkless points over 8.5, minus 145.
Love it. Max, I love my man Harkless. I think he's our best defender on the Portland Trailblazers, Jimmy. He's our best defender. He put up 17 last game. The man is not afraid to play. If the Blazers cover, it will be because our Harkless has at least 10, 13 points, 7 or 8 rebounds. Max, do you agree?
Yeah, Harkless, man, he had a couple of nice dunks last game. He has actually played solid last couple of games. But the one player prop I really like today is I expect CJ McCollum to bounce back today from that, awful game last game. I'm going to call it awful. I took the players' points, rebounds, and assists over 31.5. You guys are talking about the points, 23.5. That means he needs to get 24 points, and he's a solid assist-wise guy. He could get 3 or 4 assists there, and he always jumps for the rebounds. He goes for the rebounds, offensive rebounds as well to put them back in. So over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That feels like a steal to me.
No doubt, Jimmy or Jay, you got anything you want to add? And Jay, I know your books are offering you too many props, and kind of with me, I've kind of been getting old my props recently. I love betting props during playoffs, man. I love props. I love them doing playoff basketball. I hit the Bucks last night. Hit the teaser last night as well with the Bucks and the under. But I lost my props. I lost my Bledsoe prop. I lost my under 24.5 threes, but that's only half the units we split on props. I'm sorry, everybody. You don't really want to go balls deep on the prop. You don't want to be like, I'm laying 500 on this prop, I'm laying 300 on this prop. Either bet the line or bet a little lower than what it is. It's like Jay touched on. He don't feel comfortable laying 135 or laying 150 because to make value, you really got to lay $200. That's how I look at it to make some value of something that's like minus 150. So I get it. So Jay, any prop you have on your book, and anything that Jimmy said, that Max said that stood out to you, and what's your take on the under or over in this game?
Well, I did tell everybody yesterday that I was on the over. I got the over real early when it was at 218, so it's up to 220, 220 and a half now. I am seeing some buyback coming in on the under late, but I mean line's still there. But I still like the over here. I still think that the Blazers are gonna score more points. As far as the props, I'll give you some ones that are juiced on my book. So you know what I'm saying. Let's see. So on Damian Lillard total assists on mine, the over is plus 105, which that's one of the only pluses I see. And then the under is minus 145. So I mean, it looks like it's really shaded to the Damian Lillard assist under. It's really shaded to CJ McCollum rebounds over. 4.5 is minus 145, and then the under is plus 105. And damn, the CJ McCollum total assists over 2.5 got minus 190, and then the under is plus 140. And on the points for McCollum, for me, the over 23.5 is minus 125, and the under is minus 115. I would be looking towards the CJ McCollum total points, especially if Damian Lillard hand me just a little bit, you know what I'm saying, messed up. But after he grabbed it, I'm watching the game. He was still driving into the hole, still doing nice cuts or whatever. So I'm not really sure what happened there, if he did that to really throw off the Warriors. But after that, it didn't really look like his hamstring was bothering him too much. He was still cutting and driving to the hole and getting to the basket. That was right before they cut it to 6 points. So I was watching really closely after that because I was seeing if maybe I need to bomb the Warriors the next game. But he still looked good. I mean, hopefully he had plenty of treatment. But I still think Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum will have to have a monster night, much better night than they had the other night, man. So let's go Blazers tonight.
My book is gone now. I had a 7 hanging on here, William Hill. Now it's down to 6.5. Money's coming in on Blazers. Oh man, this is kind of making me fucking nervous. I wish we win the game, Jimmy. I told you, Jim, when I came on your show, Blazers was the first game I was gonna take them with the +8. But game 3 is a bet that I'm definitely on when it comes to the Blazers. I'm on game 3 Blazers money line, no matter what. I don't give a fuck if the spread is Blazers +14.5. I know they won't be that, but I'm taking money line. Game 3 and Game 4, no matter what, when it comes to Portland. Jimmy, any props you decided on that you want to take? Actually, Jimmy, I want you to close the show out eventually, so we can talk about the horses and stuff. When it comes to this basketball game right now, any bets that you lock in on that you want to take, or any props?
Yeah, I find the side very, very difficult. Very difficult. Obviously, at 8, the Blazers were the play. But if that's the case, the Warriors looking so appealing at 6.5 just makes me want to stay off. I think there's going to be offense early. I'm still concerned with the Blazers late in the game. They've gone through a very tough, 3 weeks? Extremely tough 3 weeks. And I just don't trust them late. I trust them early. I know when we had Jay on our show Wednesday that he liked the Blazers in game 2. He liked the over. I spent time with it. I like the Blazers Warriors first half over 107.5. At 108, which is where it's at now, I still like it. That's my play. And I am going to make the Seth Curry prop a bet. I am going to put a full unit on it. But when I say I'm going to put a full unit on Seth Curry scoring over 5.5 points, I cringe. I cringe. I understand what you're saying, King, about not wanting to put the same amount of money on these player props as you're putting on the sides and totals. But I think I have a big advantage with the Seth Curry over 5.5. I think he plays much better than he did in game 1. Get Sonya out of his jersey. Get Sonya out of her clothes. But I'm going to stick with the Blazers first half over 107.5. I'm going to take the Seth Curry over 5.5 points. And Jay, to me, it's juice minus 135 because they don't want me to bet it. So I'm going to bet it. But that Harkless 8.5 points, pretty interesting too. But that's minus 145. I'm just going to stick with Seth Curry over 5.5 points.
Hey, Jim, do you have a Jabreco prop?
I do. I do. Just points?
Just points.
Oh, no, I don't. You know what? And in game 1, they didn't give us a Seth Curry prop. So these low props, maybe they're uncomfortable giving out. But no, there is no Jerebko prop. So the Blazers have, on my book, 9 Blazers available for the points. For the Warriors, just 6.
Got you. Well, thank you for your plays,
Guys, real
Max.
quick.
Your plays, brother. And where can they find you at? And any questions you want from me, Jim, Jay Money, anything you want to add, bro? Anything from the chat? Our chat been lit today, man. We've had a great chat, man. You guys have been around all year, man. You guys are great, man. Phenomenal. All you new guys are phenomenal, man. I think, hey, we're killing it, man. Y'all all probably high at 420. That's why the jokes come in after about 425. But Mac, what you got?
Yeah, man, the chat has been awesome as usual. Just glad to be back. I just got a notification on my phone. Kevin Durant is not expected to play the next 3 games after tonight.
Damn.
Updated about 2 minutes ago.
I told y'all, Max.
Man.
I said it. I said, guess what, y'all? I said it. I called it. I said, KD injury is more than what they saying. Correct, Max? Come on, bro.
Yeah, man. You call that shit. I mean, next 3 games. Blazers probably already know about this shit. I'm gonna grab them +7. One of my books still has it, so I'm gonna make it an official play. Blazers +7. I just feel like, as I said, I've been back and forth all day, but you know, since the line did not move any higher than the last game, I just feel like Blazers. I mean, I gotta go with it. Other than that, I took the under. I feel like they need to make sure that Steph and Clay do not go off any crazy numbers tonight. So I took the under 221 points. I took it yesterday. It's at 219 at some sites right now and 220 at Bet365. I like the CJ McCollum player prop over 31.5. That's points, rebounds, and assists. Other than that, I do not have any other plays. And you guys can find me on Twitter at MaxandMyBra.
No doubt. Well, hey, I'm gonna get my plays out, then I'm gonna pass it to Jay, and we're gonna let Jimmy end it out. Hopefully, Jimmy can get Freddie Forehead to come on, and maybe Larry to come on and reenact one of these scenes and close the show out. But I'm on the Blazers first and 15 plus 140. I did make a teaser, you guys, earlier today. I took the Blazers over. I did a 5-point teaser. I did it again. I took over 212. And I took the Blazers plus 12.5 points when they were still sitting at 7.5 earlier. So I got the Blazers plus 12.5 and over 215. But that's not a play I can give you guys since those aren't the current lines right now. So if I had a current line to give you guys on the game, I wouldn't give you guys nothing. I would tell you wait around, watch for my in play, and try to catch the Blazers a little bit better or the Warriors a little bit better. So I'm completely off for this game. Don't want any bias. I am on the Blazers. First and 15, though, plus 140. That's the play I'm hanging on. That's the play that I will give today on the show. Prop-wise, I wish I could take that Heartless prop, but my book doesn't offer it, but I support it. I also support my man in the chat when he asked about the Green over 9.5 rebounds tonight. I support that and back that as well. And I might ride my man Jimmy the Bag over here on the over first half at 108. I think that will be a play I add on. I'm going to add the first half, man. I'm going to tell my man Jim, and I'm going to add the first half. So it's Blazers plus 140, first and 15, and the first half over in this spot. And play my Blazers. Hopefully they get a victory. Jay Money, where can they find you at? What's your final plays, brother? And Jimmy, if you don't mind, after Jay, shout out to horse racing, your plays and your bets and what you got coming up, man. Thank you as always, Jimmy, Jay, Max, for making this a great show, you guys.
Right. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate, you know what I'm saying, coming on all you guys, man. It's real nice doing the show with y'all, you know what I'm saying, making this cash. It's real nice, man. It's better than the job that I go and work 8 hours, you know what I'm saying, every day. We only do this for an hour. So, it don't even feel like we be doing it that long. Shit, I didn't even think it was 7 o'clock yet. But my plays real quick, man. I'm on the Blazers the first half plus the 4, and I'm on them full game plus 7.5. You could say plus 7. I can't say I'm not on the 6.5, but hey, I still like that shit too. I think this one will come down to the wire. I can't be perfectly honest with you though. I hope that Golden State wins, barely wins. I will have a limit play the next game for the Blazers. Faux show. Faux show. So I am on the over in the full game. A small play, but I am on the over, and I'm on the Blazers first half, the +4, and I'm on the full game. You know what I'm saying, the spread, and I lean the first quarter as well, and I'm leaning toward that first half over. I like the full game over, so I don't see why I wouldn't like the first half over. Not there yet, but I still have some time to bet it. But I'll tweet it out if I do right there. And just one late baseball play tonight. I'm on. I am taking the Mariners tonight versus the Twins.
No doubt. Mr. Jimmy the Bag.
Man, what a treat it is to roll with you guys. Just honored to run with you guys and the Royal Family chat. You know, for me, when my dad spent any time with me growing up, it was at the horse track. And I'm thankful for those times. And I'm a thoroughbred handicapper, first and foremost. It's where I want to be. It's what I want to be doing. And I fucking love it. So Preakness coming up on Saturday, second jewel of the Triple Crown, and it means everything to me. We have a Beat the Bag contest, free to enter. Free to enter. Just pick the winner in each race. And $250 to the winner, and if you beat me, you get 200 bet points. I'll pop that here, the Triple Crown edition of Beat the Bag. I'll pop that up right here quickly. And if you guys want to jump on, man, jump on. You got nothing to lose. Just pick your favorite horse in each race. There's the, just link your winners there. And then here is the program still hasn't come out from Pimlico. So I'm not able to give you the actual program yet. I will be able to do that soon. But there is the Equibase action, so you can look at all the horses and just pick your favorite horse. Hey, pick 33333. All I know is that the more people who are into it, then the more people, the more times I get to work on it, and the more hours I get to spend on it. And Lucrative Larry works on the graphics. And then I broke down all of the races here on my video. Again, it's another thing where like, oh shit, that's not right. It's another thing where the more people check out the video, then the more time I get to spend on it. And it truly, it's just all I want to do. All I want to do is be at the horse track all day long. I want to have a water bottle full of vodka. I want to be smoking blunts with the Caribbeans out in the smoke spot. That's all I want to be doing. That's all I want to be doing. I want a rolled up horse form under my shoulder, and I want to be capping horses. If I'm not doing that, getting a chance to work with Max, J Money, King Rail, and everybody in the chat means the world to me. Much love to all you guys. Spread positivity. But most importantly, let's get that cash. First half over. Seth Curry over 5.5 points. Let's get paid. Leche. Alo's Bookmakers!
Deuces.
Oh my god.